Om Sri Sai Ram. Humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of Bhagawan. Brothers and sisters, welcome you all once again to yet another session on this series, Golden Path to Sai. Last week, we discussed about how important it is for us to study Sai literature. Today, we are going to share some thoughts on the aspect of avatar. We all know that Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is an avatar. We have experienced him and we have had his darshan, sparshan and sambharshan, most of us. But what does Swami himself have to say about what an avatar is? Why an avatar is born? And how does an avatar operate? Why do we need an avatar? Who is an avatar? Let us analyze and collect all these points from Swami's discourse only, because we cannot go out of the ambit of Sai literature to get information about the avatar when avatar himself has talked about himself. Now, Swami says when the universal consciousness, Parabrahman, takes a form, or more specifically takes a human form, that is called as an avatar. That means the formless God, Nirakara Swarupa, takes a form, Saguna Swarupa. That is called an avatar. God is formless. That is what our Vedas say. But an avatar has got a form. So, when the formless God, the formless Parabrahman, the formless universal consciousness takes a human form, he is called an avatar. Now, it was in Dwapara Yuga, during Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said that paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chatushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge, which means that in every yuga, whenever the wickedness rises, to protect the good, God takes a human form to establish dharma, to protect the pious and to punish the wicked. Now, this is what he assured Arjuna in the battlefield when he was delivering Bhagavad Gita. Now, if we analyze this, and if we also try to understand what Swami has been saying about the avatarhood, paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chatushkritam. Now, there are two aspects. One is the wicked qualities of human beings, and one is the divine pious qualities of good people. Both have to exist. If there are only good people and there are no wickedness at all, then also an avatar need not have to come. But if there are only wickedness, there are no good people at all, then there is no reason for answering the prayers of the pious. So there has to be an intense yearning from the good devotees for God to manifest, and there should be also enough wickedness also in this world which warrants God coming in human form. That is the purport of this statement. Let us take the example of Lord Narasimha. Prahalada prayed to God to give him the strength. He was always contemplating on Narayana. His own father, Hiranyakashipu, was, Swami says, a Haridveshi. Son is a Haribhakta. Whereas his own father, Hiranyakashipu, was a Haridveshi. So there is one wickedness on one hand, there is intense prayer on the other hand. So God takes a human form to punish the wicked and to protect the pious. Now in this case, it happens to be a father and son. But the same God is a threat to the wicked, and the same God protects the pious. The same God, Lord Narasimha, was ferocious and he killed the wicked Hiranyakashipu. His own son Prahlada was there beside him, and he took his Saumya form and protected the child Prahlada. So he acts in two ways, that is Vinashaya Chatushkrita and protection of good, that is Dushta Shikshana Shishta Rakshana. This is the purport of this statement, and for this an avatar comes again and again whenever it warrants. Now this is one aspect of the avatar. The next dimension is, in the same Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. He says, whenever there is a decline in dharma, I manifest to establish dharma. This is a different statement. But what Swami says there is that Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Now Swami clarifies a point here, even in Gita Vahini. He says, Glanir bhavati bharata. What does it mean? It doesn't mean that when dharma is not there, when dharma is totally absent, that he incarnates as an avatar. He says, Glanir bhavati bharata. What it means is, when dharma is reduced, when dharma is not visible, when dharma is weak, then itself an avatar takes a human form. Not necessarily that the dharma is totally absent. Many people feel that dharma itself is totally absent. It doesn't happen at all in human history. It is only when the dharma is weakened, when dharma is not followed, when dharma is apparently covered or subdued, then itself an avatar takes a human form. So, how does Swami compare? He compares it beautifully. For example, there is a bright sunshine, and suddenly in this monsoon season, thick cloud come and cover the sun. Does it mean that the sun is not there? Sun is there, but we might feel that the sun is absent. We don't feel the sunshine, we don't see the sun. We feel it cloudy. It's a cloudy climate. But it doesn't mean the sun is absent. Sun is covered with thick fog of cloud. Now, similarly, when dharma is covered with so-called wicked people, or wicked actions in the society, that itself means Glanir bhavati bharata. Even in that kind of a situation, that kind of a circumstance, God takes a human form. So there are two aspects. One is paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chatushkritam. That sloka, and the other sloka in the same Bhagavad Gita is Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. So these are the two reasons why an avatar takes a human form. Now, there are very many examples which Swami has given in his discourse. Why does an avatar takes a human form? Swami gives another example. He says, there are flowers, there is a needle and a thread. Will the garland make by itself? No. How can garland be made? There should be someone to ensure that he puts the flowers into the needle and ensure that the garland is made. Similarly, God is required, an avatar is required to ensure, to tell what is truth and what is untruth, what is dharma and what is the adharma. He gives another example. There is a lamp, there is sufficient oil, there is wick, and there is a matchbox. But somebody has to light the matchbox and ensure that the wick is burning, that is, the lamp is lit. There should be somebody, and that is the role of an avatar. There is itihasas, there are Puranas, there are Vedams, there is Upanishad. But somebody has to say that this is the truth, this is untruth. You have to follow this path, don't follow this path. What is good and what is bad? That is the role of an avatar, says Bhagawan. So, an avatar comes down in human form to correct the weakness of humans and guide the devotees in the right path. That is why Swami says in his beautiful letter to his brother way back in 1941, he writes in Telugu, Dharma margamu veedi cheriyunchu varala chepatti kapadute vratamu naku. Dharma margamu veedi cheriyunchu varala chepatti kapadute vratamu naku. He has taken a vow in this avatar that to bring back the wicked people into the mainstream of dharmic highway. That is his vow. So, we need an avatar to guide human devotees into the right path because we are ignorant and innocent. So, these are the aspects which Bhagavan has said about why we need an avatar and what is a role of an avatar. Brothers and sisters, there are very many aspects which Swami has given in his discourse about why we need an avatar and what is the role of an avatar. We have just shared some points on the introduction aspect of the avatar. Let us see some more points in the next week about how and why we need an avatar. Thank you. Please stay tuned. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.